Hey, everybody, thank you so much for checking the channel today. My name is Sarah, this is your financial education channel. I have some pretty big news. There's a huge market that is crashing. Today I'm talking 30% down in the last month, 10% down today. It's actually the Chinese stock market. A lot 30% of the stocks are actually being frozen here. That could be part of the reason Bitcoin's actually up today. We also have some big news on inflows. We have some news on what Jerome Powell just said about US debt. Again, this video is for informational and educational purposes only. No articles or comments in this video are meant to provide any investment or financial advice. Interviews are the opinion of the orator and not a representation of this channel. Before you make any changes to your financial plan, you should speak to your financial representative. And always remember, do your own research to build your financial literacy. If you stopped by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel and snatch like button for me. Without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back and thank you so much for being here. We start with the market.
As you can see, Bitcoin's up a little bit here today, about 1%. Ethereum's up about 1%. Chainlink actually up about 6%, almost to $20 now. We talked last week about how some whales were buying that could be part of the reason a lot of people really love Chainlink.
We did see a large amount of inflows into digital assets last week from huge funds.
You can see almost about $708 million last week, bringing year-to-date total inflows to $1.6 billion. You can see since the ETFs were approved, we have more of these big changes, more of these big fluctuations, which is going to be normal. I think it will slow down a little bit, where we won't see 600, 700 million unless there's some big event, but you can just see a lot of money going into Bitcoin, specifically 703 million. Of course, we do have a little bit going into Solana and multi-asset, a little bit coming out of Ethereum, people repositioning themselves from Ethereum into Solana. South Korean regulators is going to meet with SEC's Gary Gensler to discuss spot ETFs after the US approved these ETFs. Now we've seen several people looking at ETFs, hadn't already approved ETFs in the past, because the US is pretty slow to act. Anyways, now they're thinking, okay, maybe we want to approve these as well, which is overall just bullish. If people in different countries can get easier access to Bitcoin, that's obviously going to push up the price. We also have some news as well. President Nayib Bukele from El Salvador is re-elected. He got elected with like 87% of votes in El Salvador. They love him, and he's obviously very pro-Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin regularly since a couple years ago, and he talks about it all the time, so this is obviously bullish on Bitcoin as well. 30% of all stocks in China have stopped trading. They've frozen them because they were dropping too fast. This is nuts, and honestly, I haven't been keeping up too much on what's happening there. I know Everbin is liquidating some assets, maybe that's what's happening, but even before that the market was falling, so I think that added some fuel to the fire. Honestly, their economy is just not in a good place. If I remember right too, their population is actually declining, which is horrible for markets. If people are getting out of Chinese stocks, if they're getting out of Chinese real estate, where are they putting their money? Probably US stocks. They can put a lot of money, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe even trillions of dollars into the US market, and we've seen a lot of stocks do well recently. Big tech stocks, it would make sense to me. They are funneling money over to the US. I mean, even crypto's done really well recently too. I would not be surprised if they are buying crypto, even if they're not really supposed to. I think more money obviously is going into the US stock market, though, which is just good overall for us. I mean, we've seen the NASDAQ, we've seen the NASDAQ 100, we've seen the S&P 500, we've seen the data all hit new all-time highs. And a lot of that could be due to money flowing out of China and money in the US flowing back into stocks. The last news, Jerome Powell on tonight's 60 Minutes admits The U.S. federal government is on an unsustainable fiscal path, and that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy.
So drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you'd like to do for the year. Thank you so much for taking a look at the channel. For any ideas or things you would like make sure to see on the channel you'd like to learn about, make sure to drop a comment in the comment section below. As always, stay inquisitive, stay informed and stay subscribed for more. See you.